James and Leondra, please tell me about your business.
The name of the business is No Factor. So I'll start a few years back. We're both veterans, disabled veterans. And one thing that I noticed after my time in the military, I did 8 years, I did a few tours and everything. And just as a side note, I struggle with PTSD from my combat experience, and it made it difficult to kind of find a 9 to 5 where I could receive the support that I needed, and relate with people. So I tried a few different jobs and they never quite worked out. And so I kind of decided that, I wanted to do something, but I wasn't really able to work in an environment where I'm working under somebody else. So I figured be my own boss. And so I tried a few things. At first I tried, I'm a certified personal trainer. So I tried kind of doing like a personal training business, and it didn't really gain much traction. Then the second business was, it was an auto repair and auto body business. And that actually went pretty well right up until COVID hit. And so people stopped driving and didn't really need much need for auto repair. So the business now is No Factor. And there's a few different aspects to it. Right now, what we're building, kind of the foundation of it, is like an apparel company, a fitness lifestyle apparel company. It kind of brings two aspects together, kind of two of my passions and my history and everything. So it brings the kind of the fitness, health and fitness aspect, and then the military aspect together. And I wanted to do something that was kind of help to motivate people and inspire people a little bit. So the core of the apparel side of the company is basically like motivational sayings on the back of the shirts. So I'm wearing one right now. On the back it says no pain, no fear, no factor. And it's like you can use the sayings as a mantra when you're working out, or just when you're going through something difficult. There's another one. It's the saying is don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. And so the sayings like that, mantras like that, and they're on the back of the shirts. And a lot of them kind of stem from they have military backgrounds with where they stem from. And a lot of those times when we're out and we're doing rough marches for 12 or 20 miles in the sand with 60-pound bags on, these are the things that we'll tell ourselves, like no pain, no fear, no factor. And No Factor itself is actually, it's like an unofficial military lingo that we use over the radio. The SEALs use it a lot. The special ops guys use it a lot. And it's basically what it means is when a team is, when they're approaching something that they know to be like more of a dangerous zone, or they have intel that maybe there's an ambush that may be happening, something where they're approaching something that would provide that would need them to have a little bit more caution on their end. Their response to that, and it's the kind of the male bravado kind of response, but it's No Factor. And that basically means, like,
can I say that it's something like on guard?
So when you're approaching a situation where you'd have to be on guard. Yeah. And so you can go into that situation a few different ways. You can go into it really like meek and feeble, really hyper vigilant, which can serve you well. And you can go into it with like a confident mindset of like, No factor, no problem. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna take care of it, and we're gonna come out on the other end. That's kind of what No Factor means and where it stems from. And so like we have that, the saying and the mantra in the military, and then you can bring it into everyday life, civilian life, if you will, as well, where when you're going through something in life, or when you're approaching a time in life, or a crossroads in life, or something that kind of is, makes you feel a little uncertain, you can use that mantra and say, no factor, I got it, I'm going through it, I'm going to do this, and that's it. So
That sounds awesome. I appreciate you sharing all that and the backstory of how it all began.
yeah.
So it began as like you said with the no factor thing, and you decided to take that no factor and make it actually the brand name for your
Right.
apparel.
Yeah.
So if people want to buy this, where would they go? Is it available on your website?
So yeah, the website is still being built. So the domain name, it'll be or it is www.nofactorusa.com. It should be up. I'm actually getting surgery this week, so I'm waiting until after that. So probably either next week or in the next 2 weeks, it'll be live, and we'll be selling apparel. We have shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, and drawstring bags right now.
That sounds amazing. And so do you design the designs yourself? How do you do it?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a one-man show right now. And so yeah, I design the designs. I had the sayings kind of, they already were planned out. I knew what I wanted the shirts to say, and I knew I wanted to incorporate the logo. So the logo is the triangle behind the no factor, and the triangle, the 3 points of the triangle, that also kind of represents three ideals that are behind no factor, and it's determination, discipline, and what's the other one? Determination, discipline, and
oh my gosh, is it on the back of my shirt?
Oh yeah, desire. Desire.
So it's the 3Ds.
The 3Ds, yeah.
Okay, determination, desire. What was the other one?
Desire, determination, and discipline. And it's kind of in that order too.
Right. Okay, so desire would be the first one?
Yes. Yep.
So, okay, excellent. And the second one would be determination, right?
Determination. Yep.
And then the third one would be discipline.
Discipline. Yeah.
Actually, this is great because as a life coach,
Mhm.
I use this when I work with people, because this the first question would be, if somebody's thinking to start a business, what I ask is what is it that you want?
Exactly.
What is it that you really want? So that's desire.
Yep.
But how to achieve what you want is you need to have determination, which means commitment, and
Yep.
you need to have discipline over motivation and over passion, because passion can only take you for so long.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
discipline can actually work for the long run. So this is actually great. Awesome. How did you come up with that?
I had the idea of what the 3 points were, the three pillars, and I call it like the three pillars to success. I knew what the ideas were, and then I wanted to kind of put like a little bit of a spin. So the 3Ds, each starts with a D. And it's a combination of advice that I've gotten from like my father and from people that I look up to, mentors, coaches, and it's that those three kind of seem to be a reoccurring theme that everybody says that you need. Of course, there's more things that you need than just that, but those are like the pillars that you can build off of. And like you said, passion, the desire, what do you want, and then your passion, this is what I want to go for, and this is the niche or what I want to do. That can get you through pretty far when things are easy. But when things get a little bit more difficult, that's where the determination and the discipline comes in. And that'll get you through. And then of course, you need a team and support and everything, but those kind of branch off of those three pillars.
Right. And I think like most people, what I notice is most people start from a fitness standpoint. It's like you start working on your body. And there's like a very old saying, but I can't remember some of the Greek philosophers. I can't remember who said it, but it's healthy body or healthy mind, healthy body.
Yeah, yep. Healthy.
I can't remember who said that, but it's like a very old, saying, and it's true. Once you start caring for your body, and it just automatically your brain starts working in a different way. And yeah, it's great. So what would you tell people who like you had difficulties obviously and you overcome those difficulties? If you'd like, you can share with us like but the process of how you overcome that, and what would you advise other people in a situation similar to that?
Yeah. So, yeah, to like I said, I'm a one-man show right now. You know, Leondra helps me with a lot of things. Um, I can be a little bit of a control freak sometimes, so I like to have control over everything. You know, with the designs and then ordering the materials, creating like a budget, and then actually like printing the things out, cutting them, making the shirts. I make them at home with irons and heat presses and everything, which will get me through to a certain point until the orders start coming in to where it's too much for me to be able to make them individually myself. At which point I'll have to decide if I want to bring somebody on and continue the process here or outsource the process to like a printing shop or something. Right now, as the business is growing, there's a lot of, it's more decisions. These like crossroads, they're more decisions, but they can be difficult at times, especially when you don't know exactly what, like, a lot of times I don't know what the right decision is to make. There might be a question, or there might be a choice between two suppliers, or, you know, should I order a bunch of materials and make a bunch of shirts and just have, you know, a stockpile of inventory and send them out as the orders come in, or should I print them, kind of like print to order kind of thing. Little decisions like that, and they come up all day, every day. And so the thing the one piece of advice I can give with that is, you're going to learn no matter what, whether you make the right decision or the wrong decision, and you're not going to make every right decision right, or every decision isn't going to be right. You're going to make some wrong decisions. So to get caught up and spend like too much time just thinking about, you know, what should I do, I would say just do, you know, pick something and go with it. And if it's wrong, you'll learn from it and you won't make that mistake again, hopefully. But just act and do something. And that also goes along with the whole kind of fear factor to getting started, or if you're started, getting over a hump or a roadblock. And I know even myself, prior to starting this business and previous businesses, I got really hung up on like the very beginning of the process, and would convince myself that, like, well, I can't start because I need X, Y, and Z, or I need this material, or I need this tool. And I was listening to some motivational speaker. Grant Cardone, actually. Grant Cardone mentioned this, and he said, you know, don't get caught up in that either. Don't worry so much about like how you're going to do it or where you're going to get the stuff that you need. Just do it. Just start with what you have, do what you can with what you have, and the things will come. The things that you need, they'll come eventually. Regardless of whether it's a financial thing or not, you know, you can ask people to borrow things, or a lot of times you can rent things, whatever it may be. You can get really creative with getting the tools and the supplies that you need. But if you don't start, then, you know, you're never going to get to the point to where like you're looking to, you know, acquiring what you need. So for me, it was, you know what, just do it, just go start. And I literally went and I bought some blank t-shirts at Walmart. I bought the heat press transfer sheets from Walmart, printed up some designs in my computer, and made one shirt. And I started wearing it around, and I really liked how it felt. I really liked how it looked. And I really liked being able to share the background of this dream that I had with other people. And it really motivated me to keep going. And you know, eventually I acquire things that I need as I go. And when I do that, the process gets easier and easier. And then, you know, then you start acquiring help. You start acquiring like team members and people to help you and offer support, offer advice, mentors. It's a really cool just life experience. You learn a lot of lessons even outside of business, from communicating with people, building relationships, how to ask for support, how to give support. So it's a big learning lesson, and you can apply it to different areas of life as well.
Here's one question I wanted to ask you. Life is not all, blossoming flowers all day long. So of course there are like challenges every day. And I'm sure sometimes you get like stuck, or sometimes maybe you get overwhelmed. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually. And so, along with being a control freak, I can be a little bit of a workaholic too. And sometimes I don't know when to say, all right, stop, stop for the night, eat dinner, relax, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Um, so, but Yeah, so I can do that. Sometimes I can work way too long, too hard for too many days in a row, and I'll hit this kind of mental roadblock where I'm just tired and I'm worn out. Other times it can be other situations, outside influences coming in, other people, family, friends, housing situations, car situations, anything. And for me, it seems like it's not just one thing happens, like one thing at a time. It seems like, things kind of happen all at the same time. You might have a period of time where things are good, and all of a sudden, like boom, 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 cars, broken, and the heater goes in the house. And yeah, so the way I deal with that is, I try to give a little bit of attention to each thing. And I try to kind of prioritize as to, okay, what do we need to work on first? Like, what's the most important thing to pay attention to and fix from beginning to end? And then, are there any things going on that we can kind of like give some attention to at the same time, and work through, figuring out how to fix the situation. But sometimes it gets overwhelming. And when I'm trying to handle outside situations and start my business, I can get pretty overwhelmed. And then having some mental health issues with the PTSD, I have those days, once in a while, and sometimes it's 2 days in a row where I just need to not do anything. Just sit on the couch, relax, read, order a pizza and watch movies. And I had a hard time with that for a long time. I would get to a point to where, like, I almost didn't have a choice. I had to just have a day where I did nothing. But then at the end of that day or the next day, I'd feel really guilty about it and kind of beat myself up, like, I'm better than that. I need to make better use of my time. I can't have those days where I do that. And I learned that, it's okay. If you need a day, it's okay. Take it. It's going to better serve you in the long run. If you try to just run until the tank is empty, you really can run yourself into the ground. And when you do that, you kind of also, your passion will start dwindling. And when things can start becoming, they can move from like a passion and this thing that you're really passionate about, care a lot about, to almost more like a rigmarole, like a job, where almost you don't look forward to doing what you love to do. And when that happens, if that happens, that's a good time to take a step back, take a break, take a breather, reflect your thoughts, and also remind yourself why you got into what you got into in the first place, what it is you love about what you're doing. And take a day, take 2 days if you need it, because it's okay. We're humans and we need rest. So
That is great advice. I also want to ask you, you mentioned earlier about having support. And in my opinion, having support is very important. A lot of people don't have that. Can you tell us about your support system that helps you and motivates you to keep going?
Yeah, so it's not a huge support system, and that's one thing I think sometimes people get caught up on is like, oh, I need to have this big sprawling support system, and that's good. That that can be great, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can also have a few a smaller support system where those people in your support system offer an immense amount of support, and it's even better when the support goes both ways. So for my support system, it's smaller. My father is definitely a pillar of that. Obviously, Leondra plays a large role in that, and even Leondra's family, they're very supportive. Um, and there's kind of different levels to the level of support that I need and that I get. So Leondra is like my day-to-day support, whether it's motivating me in the morning, kind of making sure I move a little bit faster in the morning, kind of move slow in the mornings. We set a schedule, and so we try to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. We go to the gym, and then we get the things that we need to get, and then we either work on the business or spend time on our side hustles or whatever. But yeah, she makes sure that I stick to the schedule that I agreed to, and but also, she does it in a loving way and in a motivational way. But she's also there for me to bounce ideas off of. I don't know if I've made a shirt yet that I didn't like hold up in front of you and say,
No.
"What do you think about this one?"
No.
Yeah, so she gives me really good feedback, and she supports my ideas as well. That the business takes a lot of time out of you and out of your day, and she supports that. She understands that there needs to be balance, but for this to be successful and for me to continue to enjoy and love doing it, I got to spend time on it. And so she doesn't, she lets me do that, but she also supports that and like includes herself in that process. And we wear the shirts to the gym and we pass them out to friends, and she helps me get the word out. So there's that day-to-day support, and then venting, of course. I vent to her every time we're in the car and we're driving. I'm venting about other drivers, but yeah. So there's those different ways that she offers support. And then I have my father, who I don't talk to as often, not every day, but maybe once a week, a few times a week. And he's always there for the fatherly advice. He's definitely a mentor of mine. He's somebody that I hold in very high regard. I have a lot of respect for him. And he's somebody that I know will tell me what the honest answer is, not just what I want to hear, or fluff up my feathers. He'll tell me if he thinks I'm doing something wrong, or that I could be doing something differently, or just that I could do something in another way that'll better serve me or maybe more efficient. He'll tell me, and he'll explain why. And so I need that as well, because I know, like I mentioned earlier, not every decision that you're gonna make is gonna be a right one, and it's not always gonna be so black and white. It's not always gonna be so apparent that this decision may not be the best one, or you may not find out right away. You might find out down the road. And so if you have somebody that can tell you like, hey, I've done that the way that you're doing it right now, and it didn't turn out so well down the road. So if you can switch up and do it this way instead, kind of like learning from their experience and learning from their mistakes and whatnot. So that's kind of what the support I use him for. And then like Leondra's family and then friends and extended family of mine. Um, they're there for like they're there in the background. They're there. I know they're there if I need them. I don't really call out on them every day, maybe not even weekly. But it's and even like social media friends and everything, just that little bit of support of like hey, that's really cool. You have the group, the awesome people group, and like you can go there if you need some encouragement. And that's what uh we don't have much negativity on our Facebook or anything. We're selective with who is in our social media circle, and we like that positivity, even if it's something that you're being corrected on. The people in our support circle, they'll correct us in a positive manner, and so you kind of have that everyday support, the a few times a week support, and then the background support, and encouragement. And so it's important, because it definitely, there's those days where maybe I need a little bit of encouragement. Maybe I need a little bit of motivation, or maybe I don't even know that I do, but I find some inspiration, and then realized after I found it that, I really needed that. Sometimes you read those quotes and you're like, wow, I really needed to hear that today. So that's really important to me, because it keeps me going. It keeps me inspired. It keeps me motivated. And it helps keep me on the right path too. And I try to be really humble when accepting advice from other people. And it's not always easy, especially, when you think you might be right. But you also know that the person you're talking to has tended to know better. So, sometimes heeding somebody's advice isn't the easiest thing to do, but you have to remind yourself that, if they're right, they're right. And usually you have that feeling in your gut when you know really what the right thing to do is. So it's always there to help kind of steer me in the right direction, correct me if I'm wrong, offer support, offer encouragement, inspiration, motivation. And even during those times where, I have those days where I need to just take a break and relax and step back from the world. They're there to remind me that, like, hey, it's okay. Leondra has never judged me when if at nighttime or in the morning, even if I'm just so tired, that I tell her, like, hey, I just, I need to take a rest day. And she's there. She's right there. She's on the phone with Domino's. She's got Netflix going, whatever it is. She doesn't judge, and she offers that support. And I try to do the same for her. But I know you use your family a lot for support as well. Do you want to talk about that?
No, I feel like my support circle is really genuinely James and my family. Similar to him, my support circle is small, but it's very strong. And I know that whatever I need, whenever I need it, I can go to them for a voice of reason or advice. And so that's really powerful to me, but short and sweet, that's pretty much mine.
Sounds awesome. And it's really cool when you find that support system. And then I don't know if you have like daily routines or like morning rituals or evening rituals that also help in. So that's really cool thing to have. And I do appreciate that you shared that with us. One more question for your business. What is your goal for this year?
So for this year, I'm, like I said earlier, I'm really focusing on like the apparel side to it. That's going to be kind of the foundation of the company, where everything's going to kind of meet, the fitness side to it, the military-esque side, the motivational side. And then once everything is completely up, it'll kind of provide the cash flow to keep the business going too, and the financial resources that I'll need to expand the business. So for this year, it's get the website up and running. I'd like to offer maybe 5 separate products. So t-shirts, hoodies, and drawstring bags are the 3 that I have now. And then maybe like a baseball hat, or some sort of like window stickers for your car or something. I'd like to add a few products to that. And then one thing that we're focusing on also is the fair season. I've done this before for another clothing company, where I went out to fairs. I did like the fair circuit, or also different events. And we set up a vendor location there, and sold the apparel for that company. So I'd really like to do that for this company. Set up like a vendor account with the different city fairs that we have going on here. Also, different fitness expos, bodybuilding shows, different things like that. There's a lot of different things in the fitness industry, and set up vendor accounts with them so that I can go and one, I can market my brand to a larger group of people, and in person, they can see it in person, and you know, it's tangible, it's there, they can touch it, feel it, and then also use those as opportunity to have some more revenue come in as well. And by the end of the year, I'd like to start branching out to the other areas of the business that I wanted to grow. Kind of I guess you could call it like motivational speaking. I want to have I guess a program where and I'm not sure yet exactly how I want to do it. If I want to do, you know, a program for men, a program for women, and a program for couples, or just intertwine everything and let it be co-ed. I'm not sure yet how I want to do that, but I do want to offer kind of like a coaching program. I don't want to call it life coaching, but more like a source of motivation for people, mostly for people who are stuck on like maybe just one topic. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's overcoming the fear of get started on you know, achieving their fitness goals, or maybe they have a health issue that they need to start working towards fixing, you know, diabetes that they can reverse, or whatever it may be, and offer, you know, inspiration, hope, motivation, and support for people that need it, and almost have like a camp. So or yeah, like a weekend where people would come, and maybe for one day, maybe for a day, or for 2 days, and you know, we'll have seminars. We can do like personal training sessions, just overall wellness, and then kind of focus in on the area that people need that little extra support focusing on. So there's a lot of things that we need to kind of iron out and everything. I have the general idea of what I want to do, but that would be like further on. Basically, by the end of this year is when I want to really start, like, okay, how exactly do I want to do this? What exactly do I want to offer? Or like, how do I want to offer it? And then hopefully in the next like 2 to 5 years, that can kind of come to fruition. And then also I have a book, so I'm working on a book as well. And it kind of, it goes along with the idea, and like the values of the No Factor brand. So the book is called Rags to Resilience. And it's basically about, you know, where I came from my childhood, then going into the military, and then the struggles that I had coming out of the military, with mental health and other issues, and then how I kind of grew to overcome those issues, and how it got me to where I am today. And then, you know, further forward, once I finish the book, hopefully I'll have some more I can write about, some more success stories. But the kind of the backdrop to the book is resilience, being resilient, and just, you know, things get tough, life gets tough, and the bottom line is you have to be resilient, and you just have to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it may seem. Just don't give up, and keep moving forward.
Well, thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, Leondra. It was really great, and we'll have another episode soon. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.